All praises. Hold on. Before you go, who are we?
What was that?
Before you go, what's our nationality?
Israelites.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We're Israelites, man. We're Israelites. That's all praises. Look at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. All praise. Brother, you kind of building on our foundation. Brother. No, I'm saying you kind of building right here on our foundation. You know what I'm saying? You pointing at our signs and all that. You know what I'm saying? He was pointing at our signs and all that. He's coming up to here. He's kind of coming up here to hear what we saying. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's your question, brother?
I'm just trying to figure out what you got the point here.
So what's our point?
Like what's the main, if I'm supposed to find, if you want somebody to understand something once they leave, what do you want them to understand?
Give me the book of Ecclesiastes 12:13. We're going to show you.
It's if I was to...
Give me the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. Read that.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Say what?
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You know?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Say what?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Say fear God and keep his commandments. You know?
For this is the whole duty of man.
Say what?
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of man, that you fear God and keep his commandments. Right? Because the Lord set a commandment for us to follow. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Ran it up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 16.
You believe in the Lord, right? And I think I watched our videos on Instagram, man. All praise to the Most High, right?
And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good things shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So you want everlasting life. You want the kingdom of heaven, right? Right? He said, what good things shall I do that I may have everlasting life? And this brother shaking his head because he truly don't believe in the Lord, right? He don't believe what the words of the Lord is saying, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
He said what?
Keep the commandments.
He said if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments, right? So now you got to figure out what commandments you got to be keeping. Then you got to figure out who you are according to the Lord. If I asked you, what's your nationality, what would you tell me?
My nationality?
Yeah, what's your nationality?
I would say American.
American. What about like your father?
My father's Honduran.
Honduran.
But I wasn't born in Honduras, so I was born in America.
Where Honduran at?
Honduras is Central America. So he's black, but they speak Spanish. So you go Mexico, down.
Would you see yourself on this, like compared to your father race, would you see yourself on that side?
Here to right here.
See that?
I'm from right here.
So y'all people went into captivity.
Yeah.
See that? So the Bible is, you know about prophecy, right? The Bible is about prophecy, right? It's something that's said and it actually comes to pass. That's how you know it's an actual true book, right? Like if I said you walk off and you damn fall off your skateboard, I prophesy, man, you might always fall off your skateboard. I'll give a better one. You walk off and you find another skateboard, a damn DGK skateboard, right? I prophesied that and it actually came to pass, right? So the Lord prophesied things. You have to look at history and look at the current state we're in right now and see if it's actually true, right? So give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Now we're going to see some prophecies and see who it links up with. Actually, give me the book of Isaiah chapter 44 verse 1 real quick. Let's check this out. You know the Lord has a chosen people, right? Who is his chosen people? The Jews. I mean, it's not just the Jews, because see, it's a misunderstanding that the Jews is just the southern kingdom, right? Because these kingdoms were split, right? That's a little deep, but I'm gonna keep the surface level. Read that.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 1.
Bring it out!
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen.
And who?
Whom I have chosen.
Right, so the Lord chose the Israelites. He's like, how many dicks you got?
There's only one.
right? But if you name multiple Bicks, you will have a favorite, right? And this plain B board right here, this is my favorite, right? And you will pick a board, and that'll be and the Lord has a favorite nation, right? So his favorite nation is the Israelites, right? Now give me the book of Deuteronomy.
It's in the Bible?
It's in the Bible. Give me the book of Joel 2:27. All right, check this out. Joel 2:27. I'll show you one more. Check this out.
Book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Say what?
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
The Lord said, you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and what?
And that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
What the Lord say?
I am the Lord your God, and none else.
He said, I'm the Lord your God, and none else. And it's in the Bible, you know?
And my people shall never be ashamed.
He said he's the Lord God of Israel and none else, right? So go to, you got another one? Bring that out. This is showing you and proving to you that the Lord has a chosen people and he's only dealing with these one nation of people, right? Yeah. Deuteronomy. So, you know a little history about the Bible, like, so you know about Moses, right? So Moses he split the Red Sea, right? And he freed some people out of Egypt, because they was, well, you know what they was doing in Egypt? Why did he have to come in there and say, let my people go? Right? If somebody took your board and you say, hey, let my board, you know what I'm saying, give my board back, let my board go, that means it's in their possession, right? It's captive, like it's taken, right? So the Israelites, they were slaves in Egypt, right? Give me the book of, give me Jude, hey, Gabriel, let me get another reader. Give me Judas 5:11. Right, this is to prove to you that the Israelites were slaves in Egypt, right?
This is to show, so Israelites were slaves in Egypt,
Yeah.
and was Egypt supposed to be a representation of the devil?
No. I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna break
But
it
the
down.
Egyptians godly too.
Yeah, I'm gonna break it down to you. Because it's just showing the point that Moses went in and freed the Israelites out of Egypt, and I'm just proving to you that they were slaves in Egypt. Right on.
It's the book of Judah, chapter 5, verse 11. Therefore the king of Egypt, therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring and brick, and made them slaves.
Right, so they were slaves in Egypt. And Moses had to go into Egypt and tell the Pharaoh, right, that was ruling Egypt at that time, hey, to let my people go, that we may serve the Lord, right? And so, because they were slaves, right? And he freed them out of Egypt and they went into the wilderness. And I'm going to show you something, you know about the 10 Commandments, right? So he gave them the 10 Commandments, right? And he told them something after that, right? Because if you live with your mom and your mom told you, hey, take out that trash before I get home, and you don't take it out, what's going to happen?
So, they'll lock down, get in trouble.
You're going to get in trouble, right? It's going to be a punishment, right? You might not be able to ride your board for a week or so. You know what I'm saying? Right, bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so Moses is speaking to the Israelites after he got the 10 Commandments, and he told them, if y'all don't listen to the Most High, you know,
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes.
Right, to do his commandments, because that's the thing that the Lord gave to him, to be a separate nation from all these other nations, right? Because they're holy people, right? They're his chosen people, right? So he gave them certain things to be separated from all the different nations, right? We don't.
Which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses,
So the Lord said he's going to put curses on his people if they break his commandments. That's going back to, like I asked you, if you don't take out the trash, your mom's gonna you're gonna get in trouble. You might not be able to ride your board no more, and that's the punishment. That's the curse, right? And the Lord says he's gonna put curses on them. You know.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so Moses is prophesying this to the people. He's saying something, right, that's going to come to pass if they break these commandments. Now, I'm going to go through some curses, and you tell me who we'll link up with today, because it's only going to fit one particular people, the so-called blacks and the so-called natives and Hispanics. Read this.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
16.
I thought you just want to jump straight to it. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Sorry, what?
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Now, in every city, let's just deal with America. Every city in America, what people is living cursed, living bad?
In America?
Yeah.
Black people?
So-called blacks, right? Even in California, you got the Hispanics, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's different for me. It's interesting. It's interesting to me because where I'm from, you don't really experience that much. There's no racism like roots. My homie from East St. Louis told me they used to sell slaves on the Capitol steps.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
Right.
Growing up, there was no. My grandparents didn't go through no segregation.
Right.
None of my friends went through segregation. None of my.
Right.
For me, it was interesting to me. You know what I mean?
Right. Finish it out. So he said, "This is you gotta remember. We're reading prophecy, right? Because Moses is telling them, hey, this gonna happen if y'all break the commandments, right? So in the future, y'all gonna be cursed in the cities. And we just said so far, link up with the blacks, and link up with the Hispanics. Read on.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
In the what?
Cursed shall thou be in the field.
He said you're gonna be cursed in the field. Now, when was our people cursed in the fields?
What was that?
When was our people cursed in the fields? You take a look at this sign.
Yeah. About 55.
Right? And we was cursed in the field. If you look at that sign over there, you got a damn 2-year-old, 3-year-old baby out there in the field working for the master, the damn plantation master, right?
And then on that one, if you look at that bottom left, it show you all the different.
That's where all the plantations is.
Yeah, you know, I'm familiar with that stuff.
Cotton, sugar.
My question is for y'all is okay. So I'm mixed, right? My dad's black and my mom's white, but he's Central American.
Give me the book of Numbers chapter 1 verse 18.
What is your? And I remember this reminds me of Muhammad Ali's statement where he said blacks roll with the blacks, white roll with the whites. And for some reason I don't know how to believe about that because
check this out.
I'm black and white. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Bring it up.
Book of Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their father. By the house of their father.
Right, so they declared their pedigrees, right, by the house of their father. You know what a pedigree is, right?
Your gene.
Yeah, your gene, where you descend from, right? They declared it by the house of their father, right? Because you are who your father is, right? Even when the baby's in the womb, the mother and the child's blood can't mix, right? That baby probably not gonna make it, or the mother probably not gonna make it, right? So you are who your father is. Just like if you plant a seed into some soil, say you got a damn apple seed, and you put it you got an American apple tree. You get a seed from it, and you plant it all the way in China in their soil. It's gonna still be a what?
American plant.
It's gonna be still an American apple tree. Right? It might get the it might pick up some traits from their soil because you know it's different. Soils are different, but it's still gonna be in the apple tree, right? So the seed is according to your father, right? So you will actually be a so-called black if you want to say that.
I know back 100 years ago, people looked at me as black.
Right.
I mean, I would have been segregated with blacks. You know what I mean? I got black, curly hair. You know, feel me? Like,
see, this the thing though. We trying to get that black word out because.
And replace it with what?
Replace it with we're gonna show you, right? Because black is just.
You gotta get going. Yeah. No,
okay. Because black just a color out of the crayon box. Because if you ask your great grandfather, he's not gonna say he was black, right? Because our people went from Negroes to the so-called blacks went from Negroes to color to Afro-American to African-American. Now we just black. It keeps changing. Why it keep changing? Because it's something that the so-called white man and these other nations is giving to us, but that's not who we are, right? Because now we're trying to figure out who we actually are. Now going back to the prophecy of Moses, what's that?
Just saying they're replacing with what?
Kind of bring it up.
Because you said to replace the word black with what?
So I got Romans chapter 9 and verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites,
Who are who?
who are Israelites,
Not blacks.
to who are Israelites,
So who are Israelites?
Israelites.
Right, so go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 16, right? Now check this out, because we already agreed that Moses prophesied that the Israelites are going to they'll have curses, being cursed in the city, and they'll be cursed in the field. And so far you said they'll link up with our people, right? Because everybody can just come up here, like if a Chinese fan come up here, you think you can relate to that, right? If a damn Indian man came up here, can he relate to that? If an Arab came up here, can he relate to that? If a so-called white man came up here, can he relate to it? Right, so it's only talking to specifically one group of people, right? And we're at 2868, right? This is,
Also bring 37 down.
come on, bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
The Lord said we're going to come proverbs and bywords. Byword is something that's somebody calling you something that's not your God-given nationality. Now they're calling you black. They're calling Hispanic spics, right? They're calling the damn Indians what the hell? Savages, man, right?
That's it. And that's it. I call them Native Americans.
Native Americans.
And Indians.
Right.
Christopher Columbus named them Indians.
Exactly.
And we learned all
Exactly.
these niggas ain't.
Exactly.
I grew up near the reservations. They are
Exactly.
Native
Yeah, I lived in Arizona, man.
Yeah,
I know.
Native Americans. They ain't no Indians.
Yeah.
Indians got a red dot.
Yeah, see that? See, the red dot on their head at 7-Eleven.
They're so ignorant that they make up all these things because the term Jamaican, that means like wood and water.
Exactly. You
That's
got Puerto Rico, man. And Puerto Rico means Puerto riches, right? Because when the damn people came over, the damn
It's beautiful.
yeah, the Puerto riches, right? See, so they're giving us names that's not who we actually are, right? They're gonna see 2868. This is gonna like.
You know, I gotta get going. Yeah.
It's gonna put the stamp on it, right? To prove that we actually God's chosen people. Bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, so the Lord said he's gonna, this is another curse. It's a prophecy. And he said the Lord's gonna send them into Egypt again. Now we already established what they were doing in the first Egypt, which was what? What was the Israelites? They were slaves. So when the Israelites hear this word Egypt again, what you think they're thinking about?
Slavery.
Slavery, right? So the Lord said he's gonna bring them into Egypt, into slavery again. Now, let me ask you, how people get over here by way of transportation?
Boat.
By what?
Boat.
Now check this out. The Bible wasn't made yesterday, right? The Bible wasn't made yet. Okay, check
That's what I love about
now check this out. Check this out real from top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, by what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now you gotta tell me, if any other nation going into slavery on ships? Right? Only our people, man. Right? And what happened after we got the slave ships?
Slavery.
But we got what? We were sold. Right? Now check this out.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold.
What?
And there ye shall be sold.
And there, once you get out those slave ships, you're going to be sold, right? You know?
Unto your enemies.
To who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your friends.
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies, right? He said we were sold unto our enemies, right? Now, what people sold us?
What was that?
He said what people sold us?
White people.
So-called white people, right? So what the Lord said, he said we should be sold to who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your friends.
Unto your enemies.
Because your friends would never do anything like this, right? Your friends would just take selfies while you burning, right? Take selfies while you hanging, right? Put a little child into labor, right? Feed babies to alligators so they can make them whatever the hell they wanted to make, right? And it's wicked and evil, man, right? You know,
for bond men and bond women.
he said for bond men and bond women, right? So men and women went into captivity.
So are black people and white? So your point is that black people and white people are inherently enemies?
They're enemies,
Inherently
right?
enemies.
Because it get real deep, but we're gonna keep it surface level because I know you gotta go, right? But yes, they're enemies, right? Right.
So, and that's just how it's supposed to be, right?
Now, I'm gonna have to put y'all up on y'all Instagram.
Yeah, man, hit us up. Hey, guys, at VisionTwins, check us out. I can't wait to see this. It's great work y'all are doing.
Right? You got a fly. Somebody got a fly for him?
Yeah, I got one.
All praises. Like, bring us out real quick.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 8. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the
But hey, the point is, hey, we gotta repent and keep the commandments, brother. Right? Let me show you 2 commandments before you go that we gotta keep. Because hold on, before I get to that, if we're linking up with all these curses and Moses was prophesying this to the Israelites, who must that make us? Israelites. All praise to the Lord. That's plain. Right? That's plain. Because we discontinue from our heritage, right? We discontinue from who we actually are. Right now we're being called something that we were never called by the Most High, right? So
It's not black, Israelite.
it's not black, it's Israelites. Say it in the mic.
It's not black, it's Israelite.
All praise to the Most High. It's not black, it's Israelites, right? We the Israelites are the Most High. We're God's chosen people. Why do you think? Give me Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
So we are living in those times, right?
We're living in the times, right? That's why you coming across the servants of the Lord right now. Right? Give me Proverbs 20 and verse 22 and 24.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Bring it
For
out!
thou art an holy people.
The Lord said the Israelites are a holy people. Holy means separate, right? That's why He gave us the commandments to be separate from all these other nations. You know,
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
He chose everybody.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee
Lord has chosen us. You know,
to be a special people.
to be a what?
To be a special people.
He chose us to be a special people. Why do you think our people do everything the best? We literally, it's just natural, right? We just do everything.
White people want to be black people.
Exactly, right? Even us being at the lowest state that we in, right? We the ones that strung out on drugs, right? We're the ones that get shot down on the street. We're the ones in the ghettos and the slums. But we're the ones in the ghettos and the slums. We're the ones that get shot down. We always in the world of predicaments. But everybody still want to be like us because we're special people. And the Lord sent those judgments out and the curses out for us to turn back to Him, right? Just like how your mom will punish you, just for you to correct yourself, for you to get right. You know what I'm saying? Start doing the right things. He put these punishments on us for us to start turning back to the Lord, start keeping His commandments. Let's finish it out.
A special people unto himself, above all people. Above all people. Above all people.
The Lord said we're above all people. There's no equality with the Lord, right? Because the Lord chose His chosen people. Right. Yes, the Lord. You can say the Lord's racist, right? Because the Lord choose racist. This means you. Well, I say no. I say a nationalist, right? He's only for His people, right? Just like we only for our people, you know.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said the Israelites are above all people upon the face of the earth. That's why it's very important for you now to understand that when you open in this book, it's literally a mirror. He's literally talking about His chosen people. He's literally talking about salvation for His people. He's literally talking about the kingdom for His people, right? Bring it up. What you got?
So as far as white people, right? How are white people to go about life? Say, I mean, what do I tell my mom? You feel me?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
Say what?
Man's goings are of the Lord.
Man's goings are of the Lord, right? So you came up here not even knowing that, and the Lord the one that directed your steps up here, right on?
How can a man then understand his own way?
You can't understand your own way because the Lord is the one that's directing our steps, right? So he put you up here to hear what you got to be doing in these last days. Because the first precept that you asked is, what's your message? What you trying to portray? We said that, hey, the conclusion of the matter is to fear God and keep His commandments. Then we just showed you through the prophecies that, hey, you God's chosen people, right? Ain't that a good thing? Some people come up here and it seems like they don't give a damn that they're chosen by God, right? Hey, we the chosen people, right? You should be proud of that. And we the Israelites, right? Hey, the Lord made this place for us, right? What you got?
So, okay, good. To play devil's advocate, I'm trying to relate back to my personal life, because everybody, right, always trying to tie it back to their own life, right? What would I tell my mom after I received some knowledge like this? What would I tell her?
Would you tell her? And you would tell her that we got to show you.
She's evil. Do I tell her I'm not of you?
Right? You still gotta obey. You gotta still obey your mother and your father. You gotta honor your mother and your father. right? But you gotta show her that you the chosen people, and the Lord has literally set judgments for her people, right? For the things that they did, because even though she didn't do it, right? She might
she loves niggas.
Yeah, she'll say to you, I didn't do it. That was my ancestors, right? I want to change it. I want to make it better. I want to make the world better. I don't want to do those things, right? But give me the book of Isaiah 14:21, right? Check this out. Because before I get into this, we didn't break the covenant. Our forefathers did, which brought us into this predicament. Now we at the bottom of society. Now we reaping what they sowed, right? Check this out.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21.
Bring it out.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Say what?
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Right. So they got to pay for what their fathers did, right? Even though they didn't do it. Hey, they left a bit. Like if you was eating in a damn restaurant and you with your father and your grandpa. Your father and your grandpa, they leave, right? And the waiter set the bill on the table, and you gotta pay it, right? Hey, you gotta pay it. You finna go wash some dishes, you gotta do something, right? They left the bill for you. Hey, these ancestors that did all this, the so-called, they left the bill. You think the Lord is going to let them get away? They literally walk around like they got away with it. You got to really think, you know what I'm saying, back in those times. Like they're literally walking around like they got away with rape, robbing, and murder. Now they live in the sky. You go down to New York or Chicago, they live in the big high-rise buildings. Right? They're doing all these things because they think they got away with it. But the Lord has a set judgment for these people, right? It might be sad, but that's the hardest pill to swallow. It's the truth, right? It's literally the truth. And we get people, so-called white people, come up here and they actually acknowledge that. They actually understand that, yeah, we messed up, right? We messed up, and we gotta pay for it.
What are they to do? What's paying for it look like in 2022?
I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen. I'm going to show you what's going to happen in the future, what the prophecy is. Give me Isaiah 14.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Bring it out!
The Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Say what?
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
At the end of the day, the Lord's going to have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. He's going to choose the Israelites like he always has, you know?
And set them in their own land.
We're going to get set back in our own land. We're not going to be forever in this land of captivity, right? You know?
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And what?
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
So the strangers will be all the other nations. It'll be the so-called white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Arab, the Indian. They're going to all be there with us, you know?
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They shall what?
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
The Israelites is going to take these strangers and bring them to the land of the Lord, you know?
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
Say what?
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
The Lord said that the house of Israel is going to possess the strangers. Don't you possess that board? What does the possession mean?
Own.
You own it. He said the house of Israel shall possess them, you know?
In the land of the Lord.
The land of the Lord. That's the kingdom, you know?
For service and handmaid.
What?
For service and handmaid.
That sound like? We're going to possess slavery, you know?
And they shall take them captive.
And they shall what?
And they shall take them captive.
The Israelites is going to take them captives. Why?
Whose captives they were.
What?
Whose captives they were.
That's just. He said he's going to take them captives whose captives they were, you know?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
That's a what?
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Then we're going to rule over our oppressors. That's why we're preaching this message. It's time to turn back to the Lord.
That's in the Bible? What chapter?
It's in the Bible. This is Isaiah 14 and 1 on down.
That's fucking crazy.
Right, read on.
That's crazy.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest.
He said the Lord's going to give us rest. Well, ain't you tired of working? Got a damn pay. Ain't you tired of working?
I mean, I work for myself. But
Okay. But hey, you still gotta pay them bills.
right, yeah.
Hey, we tired of this, man, right? Subject after payments in a land that they were stolen, right? How crazy is that, you know?
That the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
So in that day, we're gonna finally have rest. We don't have to worry about you see the damn red and blue lights behind you, you get scared. You don't even know if you're gonna make it back home, right? We're gonna have to worry about that in that day. Right? Bring it up.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Bring it out!
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If you have ears, hey, you gotta hear this, man. Read on.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity.
You know what?
He that leadeth into captivity.
What people led another people into captivity?
Say what?
What people led another people into captivity?
White people.
White people led who into captivity?
Black people.
Right? You know?
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
Hey, he said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And that's just. Like he said, you reap what you sow in the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. You know?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And that's justice, man. Right? Because if somebody raped, robbed, and murdered your grandma, then you're going to want justice. You're not just going to sit there and be like, oh, that was 50 years ago. Oh, I don't care, man. It's whatever, right? We're living good now. No, man, the Lord has a judgment set for these people, man. Right? And it's that they got to go into captivity, right? They got to serve the Israelites. And it's not just them. It's all the other nations, right? Because the Lord, if you read all through the Bible, the Israelites is nothing but in captivity.
That's right.
Because they broke the commandments. Right? He put these curses upon them, right, for them to turn back to the Lord. Now it's time to turn back to the Lord and start keeping the commandments. Even the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. Right? We're going to keep you up there as long as
I'm gonna check out stuff out there.
we got the
Hey, God
cloud.
bless y'all,
All
man.
praises.
I learned a lot for real.
All praises.
There you go.
That you can.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah.
All praises. Now, hold on. Before you go, who are we?
What was that?
Before you go, what's our nationality?
Israelite.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. We're the Israelites, man. The Israelites. We're all praises. We're the book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 6.